If you've been battling tough, compacted soil that feels more like dried concrete than garden earth, here's a truth that might surprise you. You don't need to till, dig, or double dig to fix it. You don't even need fancy compost or expensive soil amendments. What if the secret weapon is already sitting in your kitchen scrap pile? That hard, slippery mango pit you always toss aside? It might just be the quiet solution to dead, dry, stubborn soil. This isn't about growing mango trees. This is about unlocking a natural decomposition trick that feeds soil life, attracts fungi, and breaks up compacted ground from below, without you lifting a shovel. Welcome to the mango pit berry method, a lazy gardener's dream that works invisibly and powerfully beneath the surface. Before you dismiss this as another composting gimmick, take a minute to think about what really happens underground. In nature, organic matter falls, decays slowly, and becomes humus over time, with no tilling, no turning, and no back-breaking labor. That same process can be mimicked in raised beds and clay patches using specific types of organic materials. Mango pits, especially when paired with a few microbial friends, have a special role in this underground transformation. Let's break down why this works so well, and exactly how to do it right. Most gardeners never give mango pits a second thought. After all, they're tough, fibrous, and seem slow to break down. But that's exactly what makes them valuable in regenerative gardening. Their dense, carbon-rich shell becomes a long-lasting scaffold for fungi and soil microbes. As the pit softens over time, it turns into a slow-release organic sponge, attracting water, beneficial fungi, and even earthworms, especially in dense clay that typically repels both. The inside of the pit, though protected by a woody husk, contains stored starches that leach out slowly when buried, particularly if the pit is cracked open slightly or weathered. These carbohydrates are a feast for fungal networks, which love to colonize such nutrient pockets. And here's where the real magic happens. Fungi are nature's tillers. As their threads spread out, they release organic acids that break apart clay minerals, create tiny air pockets, and slowly restructure the soil, without mechanical disturbance. One reason many compost piles fail to enrich clay soils is because they lean bacterial, especially when dominated by kitchen scraps. Bacteria are fast and hungry but don't rebuild structure. Fungi, on the other hand, are slower, steadier, and more effective at gluing soil particles into crumbly aggregates that hold water and nutrients. By burying mango pits directly into your raised beds or garden soil, you're not just discarding organic waste, you're seeding a future fungal colony. The process starts quietly, often invisible above ground. But as weeks pass, fungal hyphae extend outward, sometimes forming mycelial mats in the surrounding soil, connecting with mulch layers, roots, and other buried organics. In clay-heavy soils, this can radically change the texture, from hard and cracked to soft, sponge-like, and alive. Start with fresh or dried mango pits. If possible, gently crack or scar the shell using a knife or rock to allow water and microbes in faster. Don't break it entirely, just a few weak spots will do. Choose a time when the soil is moist, such as after a rain or watering session. Dig a narrow trench about 6 to 8 inches deep in your raised bed or garden area. Drop in the pits spaced every 6 to 12 inches apart, depending on how much space you have and how degraded the soil is. Cover with a mix of straw, leaf mold, or finished compost and then add the soil back on top. The best time to do this is during the off-season or just before planting shallow-rooted crops like lettuce, spinach, or bush beans. For perennial beds or clay problem zones, this method can be repeated seasonally as the soil structure begins to shift. In the first few weeks, not much will be visible, though you may notice improved moisture retention and a subtle richness in the topsoil if you paired the pits with mulch. By the second month, fungal strands may be visible if you check under the mulch layer. Earthworms may begin congregating around the buried pits, particularly in wetter seasons. And by the third or fourth month, the pit's interior begins to collapse, its starches fully metabolized into humus, and its shell becoming soft enough to crush with your fingers. By the end of the season, what was once a dense, fibrous seed is now a blackened, spongy fragment embedded in a loosened patch of soil that crumbles instead of clumping. In beds where several pits were buried, the soil feels more aerated, holds moisture longer, and supports healthier roots. Most people try to fix raised beds with more compost, more watering, or by turning the soil, but the mango pit method goes deeper, literally and biologically. It doesn't rely on fertilizers or fast fixes. It supports the kind of underground biology that actually holds a bed together: fungi, moisture-retaining carbon, and stable humus. And the best part, you're doing it with something most people throw away. This method shines especially in older raised beds where the soil has sunk, compacted, and lost its microbial diversity. Mango pits bring in long-term fungal-powered structure that no compost tea can match. It's quiet soil engineering powered by tropical waste. If you've got mangoes in your kitchen, don't toss the pit. Turn it into a fungal inoculant. Your soil will thank you. If this guide helped open your eyes to a new way of thinking about soil care, especially for struggling raised beds or heavy clay patches, give it a share. And don't forget to hit subscribe for more regenerative no-till solutions like this. From Hydrohaven, where we decode dirt the smart, simple way.